Hi, this is Emma Yates from Rachel McConnell, and here's our strategy tube on auto-summarization.
So what is auto-summarization? It's when you use a computer program to create a shortened version of a longer piece of written text. The shortened version will contain the salient, the most important things of the longer text. And according to MS Word, auto-summarization works best on well-structured documents such as reports, articles, as well as scientific papers.
Auto-summarization is a cognitive rescaling strategy. So what that means is that the same material is presented at various different levels, for example, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, depending on the needs of the learners in your classroom. This can be really helpful in inclusive classrooms because it allows all the students to see the same material. So how does auto-summarization work? Different summarization programs use different algorithms to determine what to put in the summary. For example, the Microsoft Word auto-summarize function determines key points by analyzing the document and assigning a score to each sentence. Sentences that contain words used frequently in the document are given a higher score. The user can then choose a percentage of the highest scoring sentences to display in the summary. Here is a demo of how to use auto-summarization.
You first need to decide on a document. Because Microsoft Word says that well-structured documents will work best to be summarized, we have selected a webpage on Pierre Elliott Trudeau from the Canadian Encyclopedia. So you just copy-paste the text from the whole document, and then you just put it into a Word file. So that document became 5 pages in Microsoft Word. You then go up top and find your auto-summarization button. And there are a couple of options for this. So the first option is just to have it highlight the key points in the text. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So as we can see here from the original document, it's just highlighted about one sentence in each of the larger paragraphs. The other option for auto-summarization is to create a short summary. You can do that by clicking this button. And then down here, you can decide what % of the original text that you would like in the summary. So for our purposes, we've selected 25%. So it created for us a 1-page summary of the main points of the original document. So we can see here there's a couple of sentences under each of the main headings. And that is how you auto-summarize in Microsoft Word.
So who could benefit from auto-summarization? Students who have any kind of reading learning disability, students with ADHD who can struggle with focusing on documents for long periods of time, students who have deficits in working memory and executive function, and of course OISE students who do not have time to do all of their assigned readings. Haha. Auto-summary can be helpful in the classroom for pre-reading, so students can read a summary of the main points before reading a larger text document to sort of cue them into what they should be paying attention to, and also for post-reading, so students can use a summary to consolidate what they have learned and to confirm that they actually understood the main ideas from a given text. Auto-summarization in the classroom. So the teacher can use auto-summarization to make summaries of curriculum material presented in class for students who have trouble dealing with large amounts of text. The students could use these for studying later on. It can also be used by students to identify main points that they can then use in presentations or in report.
Okay, so for supportive research, it was very, very limited. So you would find a lot of stuff on websites for teachers that supported it, and there was a lot of testimonials, but it lacked that evidence-based research or peer-reviewed articles. And a lot of the research was mainly conducted by this guy named Dave Eddyburn. Again, it was only him. There wasn't a lot of research from other authors. One study that we looked at, it was a 15-year-old male with a mild disability, and he was asked to create a resource book on the ecosystem using sources that he found on the internet. And what the study showed was that it was really easy to use and there was minimal training, and the student by the end of it was able to read, organize, and report and make this resource book from internet resources. Now the problem with this is it's a case study, so it lacks that, and it's only one person. So it lacks reliability, social validity, as well as it failed to discuss how they measured the final product of the resource book and what criteria meant that the resource book was actually successful. Okay, so for the limitations, a lot of the research expressed their concerns on the program's ability to pick out relevant information and piece it into a comprehensive summary that can be understood by many. Microsoft Word states that the auto-summarize works best on scientific papers, so we tried to test this theory, and we put a lot of our research articles that we've been using in class into this program, and it was very unsuccessful, and you could barely understand it. Also, it's difficult to measure and evaluate the summary's accuracy, as you'd have to compare it to human summaries, which can be very subjective, as we all read documents differently and we all interpret them differently. Lastly, some auto-summarization programs, for example, www.textcompactor.com, limit the amount of text that can be summarized. So we tried to input a 10-page document and it wouldn't do it for us.
So some people have created a sort of humorous website about auto-summarization. So in this one, they've sort of summarized the Wizard of Oz into a single paragraph. So this is just to illustrate that while auto-summarization sounds good, it doesn't always sort of give us the whole picture. Here's the auto-summarization of this presentation.
Awesome!
And here are references. Bye!
See ya!